So we bought this property last season. It's our first time ever owning property, so it's all new to us. It's actually a 2-section piece of property. The side on the east is 73 acres, more of an immature, more diverse property. And the parcel on the west is a 55-acre, more mature timber section. So really wide variety of land here. First time owning property, and we're gonna see what we can do whitetails from scratch. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're taking this property from a raw form, transforming it over several years, and hopefully we're gonna turn it into a big buck paradise.
We've really had this idea for a while that we've always wanted to own our own property. The history of our family and growing up hunting, we've never owned anything. We've never had total control over the property, complete access, complete control of who can access the property. It's been years coming that we've just been waiting for this, and finally the opportunity came, the perfect piece came, and it just seems to all really have come together really well and exactly how we'd like it to go.
So we bought this property last year, and it was quite an experience. It's something that we've never done before. I mean, I've purchased a home before, but to purchase, land of that volume and of that quality for deer hunting, something that, is such a great passion, not only for me and my family, it was kind of overwhelming a little bit. We didn't know what to expect. We were kind of like kids in a candy store looking around trying to figure out what was what and what was going on. That's really how things started.
The goal of Whitetails from scratch is obviously to grow and hold mature bucks, be able to hunt them, have those experiences on our own property. But outside of that, diversifying the wildlife, the habitat, improving all aspects of the land is a big deal. It's just all about that process, taking it from scratch all the way to the end point.
The purpose of Whitetails from Scratch is to show the different things that you can do to your hunting land that will allow you to become more successful and carry bigger and better deer.
There's a lot of things we can do to the property, especially now that we own it. We didn't do a lot of food plots. We didn't put in a lot of water holes. And we did that for a reason. We wanted to sit back, analyze things. We didn't want to go out there and just make habitat improvements just to make habitat improvements, because it may not positively impact our hunting strategies and our efficiency when we go to hunt the property. If you put something in the wrong place, it's hard to change that. So, taking a step back, do things right, and really put the plan ahead of the work.
Well, there's actually quite a bit that we did to the property in the first year. In the big picture scheme, we really didn't do much, but there was a lot of hours logged, a lot of hours.
We actually closed on one part of the property in January, so we had 8 months until the season opened. Well, you can't establish a plan and implement all those changes in one season, so we analyzed everything and came up with a game plan for this year. It's just a lot of work, and now we can use all that information and move forward with it.
You have to clear trails, you have to get a couple food plots out there, you have to figure out where are we going to put our trail cameras. You got to make darn sure it's posted and there's zero human activity that's having a negative impact on this place. And that's probably the key and the most important thing when it comes to the hunting side of it that we really focused on. We did get a chance to get Andy out there and do some significant hinge cutting, and significant in a way where it had a big impact on the property and the way the deer used it, but we didn't overdo it, because once you do something, you can't take it back. If you cut a tree, well, you can't put it back and let it grow again. So we were really conservative, but we did a lot of work.
So last year we had Andy Orr up with AWS, Advanced Whitetail Systems, and he basically told us that the foundation of the property is going to be the bedding and that hinge cutting. So they came up last year and they knocked down a lot of trees and really thickened things up, brought in that sunlight. So that was kind of the base formation of this whole management plan. And they laid those trees down, a lot of cutting. And we're gonna go back in this spring. We stayed out the entire season. That's a sanctuary area, so We're gonna go back in this spring and see how that all shook out, how the deer use that, and then move forward. So that was our base, and now we can work from there.
You know, you have that anxiety and that want to really get this thing accomplished because you want it done right away, but sometimes I think you just gotta take that step back and don't get too overzealous and rush in there and do something, because you could implement and do something out of haste and you could actually make the wrong decision if you're just getting too excited and too rushed on doing something. So you want to take that step back, reevaluate, and just keep a constant big picture view on everything and make sure you're doing the right steps.
You know, on the front end, we thought maybe we could accomplish more in one season than we did, but you know, that's okay. We learned a lot, and now we can use all that information and move forward with it. So even though we didn't actually hunt the property that much this year, you know, it was just a lot of fun being out there. Shed hunting, running trail cameras, making new trails, just really analyzing everything and seeing these deer. We're targeting 5-6-year-old bucks, and unfortunately there just wasn't any on the property this year. Just the age structure on the area just isn't there quite yet. But what we did see were a lot of 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, even a couple 4-year-olds. So, you know, it's good to see that we have a good population of bucks. Now we just need to get that age structure up, and it'll be a lot of fun moving forward.
There wasn't much for high quality bucks as far as age structure goes, but the volume was decent. We saw who's got really high potential. There was a few new bucks that showed up, and the quality has the potential to be something more than we expected as well.
Ultimately, the goal of this series is to bring you, the viewer, along for this whole ride. You know, Whitetails from scratch, we start from scratch, and as we learn, as we plan, work with all the different experts to implement a process and a habitat plan into this property, we're just going to take the viewer along, show the detailed step-by-step. We're going to show you what works and what doesn't. We're going to be bringing you as much information as possible so that you can use that and hopefully be more successful out in the field.
The goal is truly to enjoy and appreciate not only the process of getting deer, making it better for deer hunting, but to obviously have the highest quality of use of the land for hunting, just enjoying the property itself. That's the goal.
There are so many different ways you can improve habitat, and it really comes down to what do you want for an end goal. Set your long-term goals, understand what they are, talk to an expert, talk to a specialist. It's extremely valuable information that they'll provide, and they'll keep you on track and in line with the goals that you want to achieve long-term.
Overall, we know this project's going to be really challenging and there's going to be issues we're going to run into, but we're getting really excited for year 2. We're excited to get into some of those areas we haven't been before, get some trails in there, start tweaking some major spots where we feel like we can make some major advancements on the property. And overall, I think just enjoy the surprises that come, because you know you're always going to run into something you're not quite ready for, and I'm sure there's going to be something that's going to come up that we weren't even expecting, and sooner or later we'll get to the goal and hopefully harvest some big deer out there in the future.
So year 2 of Whitetails from scratch, really we're still building that foundation. We're working on border trails. We're gonna have food plots and look at some spots to put in some water holes, things like that.
You're gonna start to get a good inside look at what this property is. You're gonna get a good inside look at some of the deer on this property, what our strategies are, what we're doing to get it, and it's not something we can do in one season. It's something that's gonna be going on for years to come, and we're gonna learn as we go. You know, the end goal for this particular property is to become a family heirloom. Bottom line, I didn't realize how impactful it would be on me emotionally and from a fulfillment perspective, an appreciation of the actual property and the land and nature. It's brought us closer as a family, there's absolutely no question. And the appreciation and the fulfillment is far beyond anything I ever expected.